Alright, so let's start by you put your feet on the floor, or if those of you that have got blocks or need blocks, just to get that extra height so your feet feel like they're really firmly placed. And then just resting your hands on your thighs. Let's take a little bit of movement before we close our eyes, just rolling the shoulders out. Slowing that down and just noticing for a moment how you're sat here and maybe any sensations in the body that you can feel. And then I'm going to ask you to pull the front of the pelvis in and up as you engage the lower abdomen so that you're supporting the spine from front and back body. And then a long wave of length all the way up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. So as that extends out through the crown of the head, don't turn the chin up to the ceiling, but continue to lengthen through the sides of the neck. And then just gently allow your eyes to close. We'll spend a moment here just checking in and really noticing how it is that you feel this morning. Body and mind. And over your next few breaths, whatever the morning has had in store for you, or the last week, or since I saw you last, just begin to allow all of that to settle. So whatever adventures, whatever challenges you've met in your story up to this point, just let them settle like dust settling. And begin to watch your breath. Inhaling fully and deeply. Pause at the top of the inhale breath and then exhale slowly. Inhaling fully and deeply. Pause at the top of the breath and exhale fully. Take one more breath like that. And then you can begin to open your eyes just by fluttering your eyelashes, your eyelids a few times. Great. And then we're going to move forward. So we're going to scoop the heart forwards. Inhale, shoulders back, look up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, curl from your tailbone, your pelvis first, and then wave that through the spine as you roll your shoulders forwards. Yeah, lean back. And then inhale, scooping forwards and up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, rounding back. Good. Think about this movement going from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the spine. So we're starting the movement from the pelvis and the base of the spine. Good. One more time. Beautiful. And back to center. Just take a little bit of a rock side to side there. So a different movement of the spine. So before we were moving this way, but we can also wave a little bit in this direction. So that really helps to mobilize slightly different muscles. Great. And then back to center. So we're going to just do 1 minute of the pranayama practice the breath technique that we've been practicing. So as you inhale, you want to let the breath drop down. So it's not forceful in any way, there's just a sensation that the belly is relaxing and the pelvic diaphragm is relaxing as you inhale. So it's a softening, it's not you're not breathing out this way, there's just a softness that drops down. And on the exhale, I want you to squeeze and lift from the pelvic floor, the pelvic diaphragm, up behind the navel towards the heart. So it's inhale, down and out. Exhale, squeeze it up and in. So try that a couple of times. And in that, try to just let your breath be as effortless as possible. Of course, there's some effort involved, especially in the exhalation. You can keep your eyes open or you can close them, whatever you prefer. particularly focus on that drawing in and up on your exhalation, because that is what will support you from the deep core line. Just a couple more breaths like that. Great. And then relax and open your eyes if they're closed. Perfect. Okay, lean back or get comfortable on your chair so you can lift your feet up. Lift your right foot up. Good. Give it a nice rotation at the ankle there. Good. And change direction. Point your toes towards the front of the room and then flex by pressing into your heel. So we point into the toes, we flex into the heel, and then we do something called fluting the feet, where we're pressing through the ball of the foot. So the toes stay flexed back, but the ball of the foot is pressing forwards. Good, do that one more time. So we're going to point into the toes, press into the heel, and then press into the ball of the foot. Good, and relax the foot down. Okay, left side. So start with these big circles. That's it, change direction. Good. Point the toes, press into the heel as you flex, and then press into the ball of the foot, fluting. Yeah. Point. It's like ballet. Heel and flute. Very good. Alright. Interlace your hands down to the webbing. Yeah. Let the hands be really relaxed as you roll out the wrists. Yeah, so as soft as you can. So sometimes when we disengage the muscles, we can get into the joints a little bit more, which is sometimes good for us and sometimes not. So here it's quite a good thing. And then change direction. Good. Now firm up the hands, lengthen the spine, press the palms away from you. So thumbs are pointing towards the floor, little fingers towards the ceiling. And now what I want you to do is drop the shoulders and pull your arm bones back into their sockets so you feel like you've got space at the centre of your chest. To your own degree, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, but keep dropping your shoulders down. So we try not to do this because there's already a lot of tension in that area, in the shoulders and the sides of the neck. So we try to keep that open a little bit and just stretch through your arms. That's it. From there, again, I want you to lift the front of the pelvis, feel the tailbone gently tuck underneath you. Keep really firm through centre, and then let's just take that over to the right. Just a little bit, see if you can feel a little bit of a stretch through the left side there. Good, back to centre. Both sit bones firmly on the chair, over to the left. Good, and back to centre. Release the hands down by shoulder height, and then all the way to your lap. And just release. Good. We'll do that one more time. So whichever way you automatically interlace your hands, do it the other way, so it's your other little finger on the bottom. It can feel a bit weird when you do it. So it's like the same thing, but you're just walking it up one. Yeah, often people do that, but it's just the same. Yeah. That brain work. See how many years you've been just automatically doing it that way, and now I've asked you to change it. Yeah? Got it?
I don't know that I've changed it. It just feels the same.
Oh, does it? Okay. Maybe you do it naturally both ways then.
That's true.
Alright, so lengthen up, press the palms away from you. Okay. Without taking your shoulders up to the ceiling, take your arms up to the ceiling. That's it. And then this time we'll go to the left first. Keep the right sit bone pressing down. Breathe, don't hold your breath. Good, back to centre. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, gently over to the right. It doesn't need to be a mega stretch. It's just, first couple of stretches through the class. Good, and then back to centre. Release your arms to shoulder height all the way to your back. Good, and then just shake out. And let's clench the fist for a moment, and then stretch into the fingertips. Yeah, clench the fist, stretch into the fingertips. Always feel like Harry Potter or something. Doing this. Good, and then another little shake out. Great. Okay, some big shoulder rolls rolls to begin with. Good. So as you inhale, scoop the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, let them roll back and drop down. So you can keep your hands on your legs, or you can lift your hands up and get your elbows into the equation a little bit. And there, you might be able to feel the shoulder blades moving. So as your shoulders come forwards, the shoulder blades will move apart a little bit more. And as you squeeze back and down, they'll move a little bit closer together. And that area, particularly underneath the shoulder blades, is where we hold another area that we hold a lot of tension. Yeah. Okay, so when you're ready, we can reverse that. And I would start small, first of all, just to get the smoothness of the action. Good, and then you can grow it a little bit bigger. Good, nice deep breaths. So know that we often say, inhale and exhale here, but as long as you're still breathing, breathing deeply, right, because that can be confusing. But the most important thing is to breathe. Good. All right, now a big squeeze up to the shoulders. Hold it there. Exhale through the mouth, but just let them melt down. So it's like, good. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale. One more time like that. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of neck exercises. So you want to support the length of the spine, so get really comfortable and really feel that you're able to lengthen right out through the crown of the head. And I know this is really hard when we do these poses to move the head, because the rest of the body kind of moves with it, because we're tight, but also because the head is heavy. So try as much as you can to keep the shoulders still, to isolate the movement in the head and the neck. Okay, so just very simply to begin with, we're going to take the chin down towards the floor, gaze towards the floor. We're going to inhale as we bring the head back to center. Exhale, take the chin up towards the ceiling. We're not going to drop the head all the way back. It's not very good for the cervical spine. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, drop the head forwards. Inhale, center. And exhale, dropping the head back. And this time when you come to center, just pause for a moment. Good. Nice deep breath in as you lengthen through the spine. On your exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale as you turn your head to the left. Good, and continue. So we're always inhaling to come back to center and exhaling as we turn. But again, if you lose that, just keep breathing, it's totally fine. You might find after a couple of rounds of doing this that your head can turn a little bit further. So you can honour that by taking the head a little bit further, as long as you don't feel like you're cranking your head around with loads of force. And trying to keep the chin as smooth, like drawing a smooth line as possible. Good. The next time your head comes back to center, you'll hold it there. Good. Another nice deep breath in. Lengthen up. On your exhale, this is the hard one. You're going to take your right ear towards your right shoulder, but try not to tip over in that direction. That's it. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Good. Inhale, center. And then just continue that movement. So try not to feel like you're turning to look at your shoulder, but keep your face looking straight ahead and just tipping your ear to your shoulder. That's it. Good. One more time. And back to center. Okay, we're going to grow that a little bit more. So I want you to take your left collarbone, slide down away from the bone onto the pectoral muscle. Cup one hand over the muscle and then the other. So remember, this kind of lengthens out the fascia that surrounds the muscle so that we can really get into some of that tension that's causing a lot of the tension in the neck. So we're going to press down really firmly, and then lengthen up away from that press. So you've got the duality of lengthening the spine but pressing the hands in and down. Keep that press all the time. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. So moving away from the hands. Doesn't matter how far the head goes, it just matters that you're feeling something. And then we're just going to stay there for a couple of breaths. So this action of drawing down here pulls on the fascia, which coats the muscles, which is actually more responsible for some of the tension, a lot of the tension in this area of the body. And then what I want you to do, moving really, really slowly, so no jerky movements, is just turn your chin towards your right shoulder. A couple of deep breaths there. And then turn your chin and your gaze up towards the ceiling. A couple of breaths there. And then just taking a little bit of movement, so you can move your head around a little bit, still really slowly, and just look for any particular areas of tension that you might have. And you might find a spot where you're like, ooh, it's a bit sore, so you'll take a few breaths there. And then you might carry on taking just a little bit more movement. Just for a couple more breaths. And then very slowly start to bring the head back to center. And only when the head is at center, release the hands. And then don't move anything, but just turn your head side to side. And just notice if anything's shifted, if anything's changed.
Easier.
Yeah, it's a really good one. With that, you don't want to do it for too long. You wouldn't want to do it for like 5 minutes, but about a minute and a half with that stretch is really good. So we just do that, this is us doing it once, but if you do it every day,
Turn my head first of all, it really helped.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. In just a couple of minutes. All right, so let's do the other side. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. So you're the right collarbone this time. That's it. Slide down, and then press the muscle. So you're on the bulk of the muscle really there. Press down, in and down really. Yeah, and then lengthen up away from that, and feel that duality. So feel yourself lifting up, feel yourself pressing down. Keep that, because that's the secret of really finding some releasing, I suppose. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, take your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep your gaze looking forwards. You can even close your eyes if you want to really feel that. And we'll just take a few deep breaths here. So it depends on how quickly you're breathing, but about 5, if you're doing this at home, about 5, 7 breaths, maybe a little bit longer would be great. Okay, moving your head really slowly, turn your chin towards your left shoulder. A few deep breaths there. And then your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep the pressing down of the hands. In the last few moments here, you can begin to turn your head in any direction and just look for any particular pockets of tension, anywhere that particularly stands out, anywhere that's really sore. Pause there, take a couple of breaths. And then very, very slowly, bring your head back to center, and only when your head is at center, release your hands. Same thing, just to observe. Yeah, head side to side. That's it. And then what I want you to do is just interlace your hands and put them at the back of your skull. So, that was quite an intense stretch for the neck. So we're just going to reset the cervical spine a little bit. Draw the elbows towards the front of the room. And then I want you to press your head into your hands and pull your hands into your head. So it's like you're trying to press your head back, but don't let it. Just for a few breaths. Good. That helps to reset everything. You can release now. And then the same action that we just did about the inhale and slowly exhale, but this time we're going to do it quite quickly. So it'll be inhale and exhale through the mouth, let them go. Good. Inhale. Don't drop your head forwards when you drop your shoulders. 2 more.
I think that was just right.
All right. Last thing before we come up here. Come to the edge of your chair. Good. And lean back a little bit. Yeah. And I want you to hold on to the sides of your chair. So firmly, so you've got some support, and you still feel that the spine is long even though you're leaning back a little bit. Okay, so I want you to pick your right knee up. Good. Inhale as you press the foot away from you. Exhale as you pick the knee up. Good. Inhale. So as you exhale, I want you to squeeze and lift the belly all the way from the pelvic diaphragm. So you feel like you're squeezing that leg up with the help of the belly. Good. Inhale. We'll do it one more time. Good. And then place the foot back down. Okay. Left leg. Inhale there. Exhale as you draw in and up. Doesn't matter how high it lifts. Inhale. But just get this action of partially lifting that leg up from the side of the belly. Inhale. Good, a couple more times. Great, and relax. Okay, you can lift yourself off the chair and then just windscreen wipe your knees side to side if that's comfortable for you. Great, okay, we're going to try this with both legs. So you're going to lean back, lift both feet away from the floor. So this is your inhale. As you exhale, squeeze and lift the belly and lift the knees. They might only lift a few inches. Good, and then inhale, press straighter. Good, exhale. So when I inhale to press my legs straighter, I'm kind of pressing through my feet, so the feet are active. Good, inhale, exhale, squeeze and lift. Okay, once you've had enough, you can relax, but we're going to try 2 more, if you can. That's it. Beautiful, release. That's hard work, I know, good for you though. Okay, let's just round it forwards and up just to create a little space in the belly, and then exhale. Beautiful, one more time. Inhale forwards and up, and exhale, rounding it back. Beautiful. All right, let's come up to stand. And let's stand to the right side of your chair. That's it. Okay, so you're getting quite good at balances, but the chair is there if you need it. Right? So we're going to stand with the feet hip distance because that's going to support us optimally with the heels underneath the sit bones. Good. Alright, so as you stand here, I want you to press down into the feet, lengthen all the way up through the side body, out through the crown of the head. Take the shoulders back and down, reach the fingertips towards the floor. So this is your mountain pose. Often we tend to overarch the low back, so I want you to pull the front of the pelvis in and up. Yeah, good. Now think of a plumb line hanging down from your navel to the floor. And I want you to keep all of this at center, so keep drawing in the belly, but take that plumb line over your right heel. Yeah, and then with that, so you can almost feel a straight line all the way up through the leg and out through the rest of the body. See if you can pick the left knee up. Good. And then place it back down. Take the plumb line over to the other side, and pick the right. So the chair's there if you need it. Good. And place the foot back down. Okay, we'll come into Vrikshasana, tree pose this time. So we're going to take the plumb line over, Squeeze everything in and up. You can totally use your chair if you need to. We're going to lift the left knee up, take the knee out to the side, and then place the foot. So the foot can be on the calf, it can be half above the knee and half below the knee, or it can be a little bit higher. Good. So yeah, you can really use the chair until you found your balance. So you want the tailbone to tuck under. You want to think about drawing in and up and out through the crown of the head. And you can do whatever you want to do with your hands. They could come to your heart. Every time you feel like you're in a wobble, fall, you can maybe catch the chair before you fall. It doesn't matter, just playing. Okay, a couple more breaths there. Very good. And then slowly release. Bring the hands down, bring the foot down. Good. Okay, so you can just stay still. I find it nice to shake out a little bit before I do the other side. Yeah, great. Okay, hip distance. Take your plumb line over your left heel. Pull in at center. Pick your right knee up. Take it out. And then use the chair to support you if you need to while you place your foot. So wherever it needs to be is totally fine. Toes can even touch the floor. You just don't want to have your heel directly on your inner knee because that's a very tender spot. That's it. And then just find your balance, find your breath. Try to look at something ahead of you at eye height that's not moving. So hopefully it's not me. Whenever you need it, chair's right there, and then regain. So just try to allow your toes to relax. It's really hard because they want to grip into the floor, but just last couple of breaths. Well done. Okay, release your hands, release your legs, and give them a little bit of a shake out. Good. All right, very nice. Okay, so what I want you to do is draw your chairs to the front of your mats like this. So we're going to do our modified sun salutations with a chair. That's it. So you just want a couple of the legs of the chair to be on the mat so the chair doesn't slide. Fabulous. Okay, so I want you to stand quite close to the chair to begin with. I'm just going to face you for the first little bit. So we're going to bend the knees, and then this is the action. So as we bend the knees, we're going to press into the feet, rebound from the floor, and then take the elbows and fingertips towards the ceiling, and then hands to your heart. So we'll practice that just a couple of times. Keep the toes relaxed. Good, bend the knees, rebound from the floor, inhale, elbows out, and then fingertips to the ceiling, and then exhale, hands to your heart. Good, one more time, bend the knees a little bit, inhale, elbows, fingertips up, reach, and exhale, hands to your heart. Very good. Okay, next stage. We're going to do the same thing, so rebounding from the floor, inhale, elbows, fingertips to the ceiling, and then this time, as you move through center, you're going to bring your palms down onto the chair. Good. Come right up onto your fingertips on the chair, and then as you pull into your fingertips, think about lengthening the spine and looking forward. So we're looking for pretty much an L shape between the legs and the upper body, and you can move your hands wherever they need to be on the chair to facilitate that. Bend your knees a little bit, so stay in this position, but bend your knees a little bit and lift your toes up. Good, and then pressing down into your feet, see if you can pull up through the inner seams of the legs, so inner thighs, and out through the sit bones. So you're feeling like you're widening your sit bones a little bit. Good. And then you can straighten the legs if that feels appropriate to you. Great. From there, take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine and look forwards. On your exhalation, plant your hands down and take a little walk back. So just a couple of steps, somewhere that feels comfortable. So that now you're getting a little bit more of a stretch through the side body. Doesn't matter if your heels lift up a little bit. Good. That's it. And then just let the head drop a little bit and give it a little bit of a shake out. Brilliant. Okay, bend your knees a little bit, look forwards and take a couple of steps to get back to your starting position. Come up onto your fingertips. Inhale as you lengthen the spine forwards and look forwards as if you're looking over the back of the chair. Good, and then bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, on your exhalation, press into your feet, squeeze and lift from your belly. And then as you inhale, take your elbows, fingertips to the ceiling. And exhale all the way back down to the chair. Good. Inhale, look forwards, lengthen the spine, look over the back of the chair. Place the palms down and then walk it back. So a bit of a modified down dog here. Keep the belly moving in, keep the navel moving towards the spine. Send the sit bones a little bit wider, pull the front of the pelvis in and up. Beautiful. And then bend the knees a little bit, look forwards, take a few little steps to get all the way back to where you began. Come up onto the fingertips, inhale, lengthen through the spine as if you're looking over the back of the chair. Bend the knees a little bit, inhale, exhale, squeeze and lift from the belly as you come up. Good, inhale, elbows, fingertips, and exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Okay, little shake out with your hands and your legs. Okay, so before we move on to our standing poses, I'm going to put this one in. I know we've done it quite a lot of times because I think it's a really good one for you to practice. So this is our psoas activation, so the muscles that connect into the lumbar spine that are really involved in our posture, really, really important. So in a moment, you're going to find a little bit of wall. So you're going to stand fairly close to the wall. You can use your hands to support you a little bit, but what I want you to do is take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, press into your heels as you lift the front of the pelvis and then draw yourself away from the wall, trying to isolate that movement from here. So you'll find that your toes want to grip the floor to help. You'll find that you want to kind of push the wall away from you with your shoulders or your boobs so that you can get there. But let's just try. Let's just try that. Let's try this pulsing back and forth. And I'll come round and actually...
Can you do that again? Just
yeah.
Again.
Yeah. So it might be nice to come and watch from the sides because you might be able to see a little bit better. So I'm totally relaxed into the wall.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to, well, it doesn't even matter if you don't do this with an exhalation, but I'm going to press the heels down. I'm going to lift the front of the pelvis. So that's like my tailbone's tucked under there. Right? And then I'm not going to do anything apart from take a deep breath in. And on my exhale, try and pull myself away from the wall from here.
Using just
the
stomach muscles.
Yes. So the closer you are to the wall, the easier it's going to be. So you might want to start off close and then move back. And so for me, I have to really concentrate because it would be much easier for me to pull away by gripping the toes or by pressing. So it takes a moment where you feel like you're not going to be able to do it, and then it comes. So
practice this belly psoas activation for about a minute or so, and just remember that as you practice this, you're trying to draw away from the sides of the belly, trying to keep the toes relaxed. That'll be difficult, and over time you'll be able to feel yourself moving from that area more and more specifically. And now coming back to the mat to take some standing poses.
Good. All right. So yeah, let's stand in the center of your mat, facing this way. That's it. Okay, so again, feet hip distance apart, so we've definitely got that stability. Bend the knees a little bit, let them soften. So often when we do our standing poses, I'll ask you to bend the knees because it means that the pelvis is more movable. When the legs are locked, it's very difficult to move the pelvis. So that's the theory behind it. So we're going to bend the knees, rebound from the floor, take the elbows and fingertips to the ceiling, and then relax the hands to your heart. And stretch the arms out. Good, and then just for a moment, flip the palms upside down and really reach into your little fingers. That's it. See if you can drop the shoulders away from the ears and then flip the palms back over. Good. Let's step the feet a little bit wider apart. That's it. Turn your left toes in a little bit and your right toes out. That's it. Now bend both knees and relax your arms down just for a moment. And then I want you to pull the front of the pelvis in and up. Yeah. And then as you straighten this back leg, see if you can straighten and pull into your belly so you can feel that that action actually really begins to ignite that core line. That's it. And then you might be able to bend a little bit deeper into this knee.
You have to turn the knee slightly, or is it?
Yeah, the knee, so this upper thigh needs to rotate out a little bit. So you want the knee to be over the heel as much as possible. That's it. But at the same time as you do that, your torso will want to take a dive in this direction. So I want you to pull it back. That's it. And then take your elbows and fingertips out and turn your gaze towards the windows. Great, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Yeah, we do that when the shoulders are really strong. Okay, and then we're going to fold the right arm and just place the forearm down onto the thigh. It can be your palm as well if that's more appropriate for you. And then what I want you to do is just drop this left arm down. Good. Now bend your back leg a little bit. That's it, bend your back knee. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start to circle up. So we'll inhale here, and on the exhale, I want you to straighten out the back leg as you take the elbow and then the fingertips to the ceiling. So it's inhale, almost feel like you're breaking it down and bending that back knee and relaxing completely, and then exhale, straighten the back leg, pull into the belly, elbow, fingertips to the ceiling. One more time, breaking it down. Good, and then growing from the ground up through center. So we go from earth, foundation, core, and then expression. Good. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, squeeze and lift from the belly as you come back to center. And then let's straighten this front leg out to the best of our ability. You can keep a little bit of a bend there. Okay, we're going to reach the arms towards the windows. Good. I want you to focus on keeping the length in the right side of the body and then just start to travel in that direction. Your hand will eventually come down on something. It could be your thigh, it could be your shin, it could be your foot. And then we'll do the same thing here, just sweeping that arm around, taking the elbow and then the fingertips to the ceiling. And then we'll just pause there for a moment. See if you can lift your toes away from the floor. Good. Just relax them, give them a little bit of a wiggle. Great, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, squeeze and lift. Relax your arms and turn your toes to face forwards. Beautiful. Bend your knees a little bit. That's it. Interlace your hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in, scoop your heart up to the ceiling, and on your exhalation, release forward. So the knees are bent and the elbows are bent. So we're really backing off away from any stretch to begin with. And then from there, I want you just to take that into a slightly side lunge activation. And you might pick your toes up there so that really Start to move into the inner thighs. Great. Yeah, it's a really good one. Okay, and then come back to center. You can begin to straighten your legs. They do not need to straighten all the way. And then you might begin to straighten the arms. If there's a lot of tension in the shoulders, you might keep the elbows bent a little bit. And then you might start to take the knuckles closer to the ceiling. So somewhere in there, you'll find your place, you'll find your place you need to be in to get the most appropriate stretch for you. Doesn't need to be superhero stuff, just somewhere it feels alright. Good, and then release your fingertips. Release your fingertips to the floor. Bend your knees quite a lot. So as you press into the floor, really pull up through the legs and out through the sit bones. Take a deep breath in, look forwards. On your exhalation, squeeze and lift from the belly as you come to stand. Beautiful. Heels in, toes out a little bit. Your feet will want to roll onto the arches of the feet, so see if you can place a little bit more weight and action really in the outer feet. Good. Alright, so we're going to keep this position, keep drawing the front of the pelvis in and up, keep really strong through center, and then we're just going to take the arms up, inhale there. On your exhalation, fist to your waist, and you might bend just a little bit more. Good. Inhale, and then exhale with a ha! Good. Inhale, ha! Yes. 3 more times. Ha! 2. Ha! Last one. Ha! Beautiful. Straighten your legs. Good. Turn your heels to face back out. And then we'll go to the other side. So I want you to turn your right toes in and your left foot out this time. That's it. Okay, bend both knees. As you press your feet into the floor, see if you can, as you straighten them, catch the energy in your belly. Good, and then bend this front knee. So you want to take the knee out so that the knee is over the heel, so it's not rolling in too much, because that will put a lot of pressure on that knee. Good, that's it. So then straighten that back leg, pull into center. You want to draw your torso away from your front thigh, elbows out, fingertips out. Yeah. Good. And then turn your gaze over your front middle finger. So this is our warrior 2 position. That's it. Perfect. And breathe. Relax the shoulders. Reach into the fingertips. Chin parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, you're going to fold your left arm, place the forearm down, and then let your right arm just dangle towards the floor. Good. We're going to bend the back knee a little bit. So this front knee stays at the same angle all the time. Okay, so we're going to circle this round, and then I'm going to start to press into the back foot to straighten the leg, draw into the belly, lengthen the spine, take the fingertips to the ceiling. Good. That's it. So we're going to break it down. Good. And then from the ground up, begin to lengthen, stretch. That's it. 2 more times. And last one. Beautiful. Take a deep breath there. On your exhalation, draw yourself back to center. Very nice. And then straighten that front leg. So always okay to keep a little micro bend in this front knee if it feels better for you. We're going to reach towards the wall. That's it. And then this time we're going to travel in that direction. Wherever your hand reaches down, wherever it touches, we're going to use that for support to really lengthen up. And this time we'll just circle round once. Take the elbow to the ceiling, fingertips to the ceiling. You can keep your head down. You can keep your gaze forwards or up towards your thumb. It depends on how your neck feels. You okay? Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly come on up. Yeah, they were quite long holds. Turn the toes forwards. Release the arms down. Good. So you'll just walk your feet in a little bit and then step your feet back to hip distance apart. Good. From there, we're just going to inhale and open the arms out. Exhale, give yourself a massive hug. Good. Inhale, open, and exhale. Good. One more time to each side. So you're trying to put the opposite arm on the bottom each time, but it doesn't really matter. Inhale. That's it. Beautiful. And relax. Give the arms a little bit of a shake out. And the legs a little bit of a shake out. Well done. Very good. Okay, so I think what we'll do is everybody get 2 blankets from the back. And we'll just come down to the ground. That's it. So I want you to sit on one of the blankets, please. That's it.
Very good, isn't it? Yeah.
So, can everyone come into a position where you've got your right foot coming under? You might want to pad it or pad the knee with the other blanket. Yeah, and then your left foot is going to be on the floor and you'll be lengthening up by holding onto that knee. That's it. So you may not need that under there. That's it. Does everyone feel okay there for a moment? Yeah? Good. So we're just going to do a little bit of a twist and then we'll do really gentle back bend and then we'll relax. Okay, so here I want you to keep hugging onto the knee. If you slide the hand up so it's really quite close to the knee, you'll be able to hug it in. And then I want you to take your left fingertips kind of behind you or maybe on a slight diagonal away from your left hip. That's it. So what I want you to do there is everything that's on the ground, press down to lengthen up. The most important thing when we do a twist is that we never want to move on a compressed spine because it's not good for our spine. So what we want to do is create as much length as we can through the spine and then we'll twist. So here, now I want you to begin to not move your hips but just start to turn your navel to the left a little bit. Good, and then take a deep breath in, press everything down to lengthen through the spine. And then this time, maybe turn your rib cage, your shoulders to the left. Take another deep breath in. And on your exhalation, maybe this time turning your head. So we don't want to feel again like we're cranking the head round, but just turning the gaze perhaps over that left shoulder. And just staying for a couple more breaths. So every time you inhale, see if you can feel the spine getting a little bit longer. And every time you exhale, see if you can turn into that twist, so turning into the space that you've just created. Good, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, slowly turn back to center, so really, really slowly. Good. Hug onto the knee with both hands and just get a little bit more length through the spine. Great, and then we'll release the legs. Lean back onto your hands, stretch the legs out, and then just give them a little bit of a shake out. Good, bend the legs again. So this time your left leg is coming underneath you. So you can pad underneath that leg wherever you need to, if you need to. That's it. And then the right foot this time, as close to you as possible. That's it. Is that okay?
That's it.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Hugging onto the knee, really lengthen up through the spine. And when we do these movements, not everything needs to be, okay, now I'm lengthened, now I'm turning. Like, it can be a little bit more fluid. You can take a little bit of movement whenever you feel like you need to. Good. All right. So this time we're going to hug with the left hand really firmly, and we're going to place the right fingertips behind us. Okay, take a deep breath in, press everything down to lengthen the spine. On your exhalation, turn your navel to the right. So we're twisting through the belly, we're not trying to turn the hips. another deep breath in. Exhale, begin to turn the rib cage to the right, maybe the shoulders a little bit. And then last deep breath in as you lengthen up. This time maybe turning the head. So again, the chin stays parallel to the floor. You want to turn the head just as far as it feels comfortable, so you're not feeling like you're straining the neck at all. Very good. A couple more breaths there. Every time you inhale, try to find a little bit more space and length. Every time you exhale, turning into that space. Very good. Okay, deep breath in. Really, really no hurry as you turn back to center. Great. Begin to unravel your legs. Lean back on your hands. This time we're going to have the feet on the floor and the feet a little bit wider than the hips. So depending on how your hips feel, you might only take the knees a little bit like this, right? Pulling into center and lengthening the spine. If it feels appropriate, you can begin to just drop the knees over one side and then the other. Good. Let the knees feel like this. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to place one blanket there for when we relax. We're going to take the other blanket and roll it to place underneath the backs of the knees or just above the backs of the knees. If you know that you need more than this to support your legs, then there's another blanket. I can grab some more out of the cupboard as well. So we don't need it just yet, but we're going to have that to the side of our mat so that we can pull it underneath us in a moment. Good. Alright, and then we'll come down to lie. And you can rest your head on this blanket, as long as your blanket's not very high, just for comfort. That's it. And when you're comfortable there, let's walk the feet in a little bit. Press your hands into the tops of your thighs, so really quite close to your hip creases, or the bottoms of your thighs, I suppose, from this point of view. And I want you to press quite firmly your thighs away from you. Think about pressing your femur bones away, and that might lengthen out the spine a little bit. Yeah, it's nice. I like that. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others, but I always like to put it in just in case. Good, and then from there, let's bring the hands down onto the floor. So this is just going to be our last kind of movement pose before we relax. So we're not going to come into a massive back bend, but just again to ease the spine out. So you're pressing to your hands and your feet. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, I want you to squeeze and lift from the pelvic diaphragm up through the belly, and then lift the hips up away from the floor just a little bit. When you get to the top, inhale, and then exhale really slowly, roll back down to the floor.
Repeat that spinal lift 3 times, and then place the blanket roll underneath the backs of the knees. Settle yourself for a beautiful, blissful relaxation, taking any movements that your body's craving to finish off the session, and then stretching out and completely relaxing for a minute or 2 or even longer if you've got time. Namaste.